Good afternoon and welcome to SAIT Newsfile. I'm DJ Todd. Brett Quinn will join us a little later for a look at sports. Brett, what can we expect?
Well, DJ, we'll take a look at the deep dive into the Trojans playoffs, and also the Flames are back on the ice tonight.
Nice. Well, Manzik has been outside enjoying the relatively nice weather. It's nicer than you expected, isn't it, Will?
Yes, DJ, it's actually a very nice day out today where the high is 4 degrees and the sun is shining bright, which is a lot nicer than what we saw this time last year where it was only a high of -5 degrees. But unfortunately, it's not that record high that we saw in 1905 where it was 18.9 degrees. But however, this weather does have me thankful that's not 1888 where the record low was -33.9. I'll have all the details later on today's SAIT Newsfile. DJ?
Thanks, Will. Now, here's a look at today's top stories. Fire crews scrambled to the northeast community of Bennington Heights last night when a fire broke out in a house. 7 residents managed to get out, but this was a very serious situation. Keith Driver joins us live from across the street from the house. Tell us, what happened, Keith?
Well, DJ, last night, Calgary Fire Department responded to reports of a basement fire in the 100 block of Berkeley Rises, which is located in the northeast community of Bennington Heights. Thankfully, neighbors were quick to help.
8:30, my wife and I were sitting down to watch a movie, and we could hear screaming outside. We weren't too sure what was going on. So I looked through my window up there and was able to see people outside. So I came outside, and as I was coming outside, I could hear the sirens of the fire truck coming.
It was a scary night for residents of this home in the 100 block of Berkeley Rise in northeast Calgary after a fire broke out in the basement. The 7 residents scrambled to get out safely.
I looked to the side of the house. I can see the flames coming out. So I moved my truck, which was parked right in front, to make sure that the fire trucks were able to park in front of the house and use the fire hydrant.
Flames were quickly suppressed, but not before a lot of damage was caused. There was no need for neighbors to evacuate their homes. No one was injured, but several pets didn't make it out. 4 cats and 1 dog died in the fire. The residents stayed with a nearby neighbor while fire crews and investigators assessed the damage.
Because they knew that the fire was in the basement and the smoke is going up. And they were until 2 o'clock in the morning. And then the Red Cross finding them accommodation.
I had a chance to speak to a contractor who said the interior of the home is severely damaged, and it will be some time before the family is able to return home. Back to you, DJ.
That was Keith Driver reporting live. The Calgary Police Fire Department would like to remind Calgarians to make sure all their smoke alarms work and to have an escape plan if a fire is to break out in their home. An avalanche that struck in the southwest of Invermere, BC on Wednesday killed 3 people while injuring 4 others. Mounties said that 10 people in total were caught in the avalanche. Some were seriously injured but are expected to survive. BC RCMP say the victims were heli skiing near Panorama Mountain Resort when the avalanche was triggered around noon. 12 people have died in BC avalanche so far this season, making it one of the worst in decades. A Calgary developer avoided jail time for his involvement in a drunk driving accident. John Turod was not arrested following a court appearance where he said he regretted driving impaired and pleaded guilty in court on Wednesday. He was charged on 1 count of impaired driving causing bodily harm against 2 victims involved in a head-to-head crash that took place in June of last year. This came just a month after he was convicted of sexually assaulting somebody back in July. He received 1 year of conditional sentence and a 1-year probation. An Alberta livestock owner is facing charges after allegedly starving his cattle and selling their meat illegally. The RCMP launched an investigation back in November after complaints of a Wheatland County resident slaughtering injured cattle and selling unlicensed meat. Police confirmed that the name of the business is Crocus Cali Livestock. The business is a licensed farm slaughtered home that distributes beef, lamb, and goat meats all around the province. A search of the farm found 36 dead calves and over 100 tags from slaughtered cows. The owner of the livestock farm has been charged with multiple counts of unnecessary suffering to animals, as well as charges for selling unsuspected meat. The provincial elections aren't the only things coming up later this year. Here at SAIT, they're hosting an election to see who the next president will be at SAITSA. Katie Rebagliati is reporting live in the newsroom on how the SAITSA election can change your student experience. Katie, what are the students and candidates doing to prepare for the election?
Well, DJ, you may have noticed around here at SAIT campus, the walls are looking a bit more full. Lots of candidates have put up posters to help promote their campaigns. And there's currently 30 students running to be the next SAITSA president, to be the next voice of the students. University and colleges are like they have their own little world. So they have their own communities, businesses, so of course they need their own leader. Here at SAIT, we have our own student association, and it's been around for 101 years. With SAITSA here at SAIT, it helps give students a voice.
Voice of the students, right? So it is right of the student. Like what I believe is some students are shy to express their problems. So we are their fellow students. We understand them. So I'm trying to be their voice.
Students can see all the candidates online at the SAITSA website to see who they want to vote for. With these SAITSA elections coming up, it's important to research so you can find your perfect candidate, so you can vote, then have your perfect life at your college. Many candidates are making promises on what changes they're going to make at SAIT. One of the popular promises many students are seeing is that they'll be fixing the broken escalators and elevators around campus, so this will make SAIT more accessible. The head of SAITSA is responsible for many other things, but their number one is taking care of the SAIT students.
What they do is they make sure that students are well supported and everything is going okay and that there's no imbalance and that there's no instructors or schools taking advantage of students, and everyone gets what they're paying for, that or even more really.
Students can vote for the election on March 8th and 9th. They can vote online, or if they're more comfortable voting in person, they can vote in the Stan Grad building or the Senator Burns building. With students being able to view the candidates online, they can also view videos from some of the candidates to see what they want for the students. Students are also free to attend a panel on March 7th to see what the candidates have on their plate. DJ?
That was Katie Rebagliati reporting from the newsroom. Don't forget to vote. Nobody can ever take away the opportunities that education brings to your life. Young students in Alberta are tomorrow's leaders, so securing their education now will not only help them, but also society as a whole. As Dulce Abella reports, it seems the Alberta government agrees and is investing a lot of money in schools in Alberta.
Every student deserves to be learning in a good space.
As part of the new budget, the Alberta government has allocated $2.3 billion to support 58 projects over the next 3 years. The main investment is the $1.6 billion going to infrastructure.
This investment will result in approximately 25,000 new and modernized spaces for our kids.
This also includes around 4,500 additional new and improved spaces in just Calgary. 2 of the 13 approved full construction projects will be located in our city.
We've approved a new K-9 Catholic school in Nolan Hill, which will help alleviate enrollment pressures felt by other Catholic schools in that part of the city.
They've also approved the modernization of Diefenbaker High School. A number of projects that received design funding approval in 2022 have been cleared for full construction this year. Design funding allows projects to be fully designed before construction, and one of the 20 approved projects under design this year is a new high school in Rangeview in the far southeast corner of Calgary.
Charter schools such as the one behind me have received less attention compared to the other schools for the last couple of years, but this year's budget plan places a greater emphasis on them. However, it seems like a lot of people are actually concerned on how much funding will be going to these charter schools.
A total of $171 million will be invested in charter schools to upgrade their facilities and reduce the 20,000 student wait list. A portion of the funding will be used to create a charter school hub, which will be a location where several charter schools can coexist. For SAIT Newsfile, I'm Dulce Abella.
Canadian Natural Resource Limited profits took a hit in the fourth quarter of 2022 as a result of extreme winter weather. Thursday, the Calgary-based company reported that it earned $1.52 billion for the last quarter of the year, which means numbers are down from the $2.53 billion in the last 3 months of 2021. Company President Tim McKay says in a conference call with analysts that the drop was directly related to the extreme cold temperatures in December. While there is plenty of work to still be done, it seems as though the city of Calgary could have a new multi-sport field house in the near future. City Council's new multi-sport field house committee held its inaugural meeting Wednesday as they tried to work towards the city's first competitive multi-sport field house. If given the go-ahead, the complex will construct at the Foothills Athletic Park in northwest Calgary, which is currently occupied by the baseball stadium. Old office buildings will soon be a public amenity space, all thanks to the Downtown Incentive Program expansion. The Downtown Expansion Program is the City of Calgary's first step to reduce the downtown office rate. The rate currently sits at over 30%. Though there's programs, office buildings will become either a residential building, post-secondary institution, or cultural center. Despite being the city's first step to vibrancy at the downtown core, it could take a while for the city to reach its goal.
All those projects, it still only amounts to less than 2 million square feet. That's going to get repurposed. So, and our numbers year-end last year, we had over 14 million vacant square feet in the core.
The city aims to remove 6 million square feet of unused office spaces. Art is plentiful around Calgary, but some pieces are more controversial than others. As Spencer Mielke reports, there are mixed reviews on art funding.
Glass is such a magical material.
Back in 2017, City Council voted to suspend Calgary's public art program after public outcry from the infamous Blue Ring, as well as the Beaufort Towers alongside the Trans-Canada Highway. Despite the criticism, many Calgarians want more art around the city.
Why are you against public art? It's a means of expression, it's a means of income building, it's a means of community.
If the city's public art program was to be put back in place, many local artists want the artists to also be local. Students at the Alberta University of the Arts, alongside veteran artists, believe that art can really make a city what it is.
Absolutely. I really think that, arts and culture, it's the heart of a community, and Calgary especially. There's so many artists here that could use a lot of great opportunities, and it's what makes our city so vibrant and unique.
I think you have to realize that people who have studied in the arts, many of them have master's degrees, many years of education, and they deserve to be supported by society just like any other professional. And this is another way of rewarding them for all of their hard work.
Artists are trying to make a living in Calgary, so many feel like when the funding got taken away 6 years ago, the city didn't want them here.
City Council will vote on the project next month. Several art projects are already in the works and will be unveiled later this year. For SAIT Newsfile, I'm Spencer Mielke.
Those are today's top stories. We'll have your full forecast after the break, but first, Will Manzik has a look at what's going on around Calgary this week.
The Laugh Shop are hosting comedian Ryan Belleville until Saturday, March 4th, so make sure you go down there if you're in need of a good laugh. Tickets start at $25. For even more laughs, comedian and podcast host Bert Kreischer, aka The Machine, is performing live at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Tickets start at $89. Going to the Saddledome and actually want to enjoy your time? Well, you're in luck, as Old Dominions at No Bad Vibes Tour will make a stop there Friday. The show starts at 7:30 and ticket prices start at $45. Make sure to head down to Whiskey Rose this weekend to watch Farewell Town perform live. The performance starts at 8:30 and the entry fee is $10. This Saturday at the Kawa Espresso Bar, you can catch the Kawa Saturday Jam, which is a live jazz show. And if you don't want to stray too far from SAIT, you're in luck. because Anastasia is performing here at the Southern Alberta Jubilee Auditorium.
Welcome home. What took you so long?
Every single Wednesday, Rumble House hosts an open house auction for their community to auction off their artwork. Beginner or experienced, Rumble House invites artists of all skill levels to participate in their weekly events.
To get involved in our events, call or text 403-629-7424
403-629-7424
or check us out on Facebook for more information.
Come and learn the breaking world of broadcast news. Find your passion to investigate, write, shoot, edit, and deliver the stories of the day. SAIT's broadcast news program teaches you everything you need to know for a career in radio and television. Become the next great anchor, reporter, or personality using industry standard technology alongside qualified instructors with years of experience. This is broadcast news. Come and dare to be on air.
Hello and welcome back to SAIT Newsfile. My name is Will Manzik and I'll be taking you along in the weather. The weather here in Calgary is actually very nice. It's kind of starting to melt now, so it's very nice if you'd like to enjoy that warm weather. We got some puddles, some slushy snow, but if you drive, that's kind of bad because then your car's going to get dirty and that's not fun. Let's go take a look at the weather across our western part of the country. Here in Vancouver, you can see it's 7 degrees with some rain. That's a lot of precipitation along that west coast there. A lot of cloud coverage just in the western part of Canada. You can see it starts to get colder the further you go into Winnipeg. It's -7. And then going even further out east, we can see a lot of just snow everywhere. Toronto, St. John's, Halifax, and Montreal, everywhere you look has got snow. There's cloud coverage everywhere. And St. John's is actually below 0 as well, the only place that we really see there. And in Nova Scotia, there's actually a winter warning where you can expect to see 20 to 30 centimeters of snow. That winter warning is expected to be lifted, though, by the end of tomorrow. But that's enough talk about the snow. Let's go take a look at the resorts down south where it's a lot warmer.
Down in Palm Springs, it's 19 degrees and sunny. Barbados and Cancun are nearing 30 degrees with some clouds in the sky. Honolulu is sitting at a nice 25 degrees, but it's cloudy. If you're in Orlando, grab your sunglasses as it's 31 degrees and sunny. And if you're in Sin City, it's 15 degrees and cloudy.
Here in Calgary today, it's +2 degrees with some partly cloudy skies. We have a 30-kilometer-an-hour wind coming in from the northwest. And when you look ahead in the week, unfortunately, there's just some snow. Let's now take a look across our province. As you can see, Fort McMurray and Banff have actually got a head start on that snow, beating us to it. They have started off already. Edmonton, Calgary, and Medicine Hat have all got some sun poking through. That's the only really places with some sun poking through. Down in Lethbridge and that whole southern part of Alberta, you can see a wind warning where there's a wind gust expected to hit 110 kilometers an hour, which is just crazy to think about. But that is expected to be done by the end of tomorrow. Let's go take a look at the 5-day forecast. Tonight, we can expect to see some snow, unfortunately, with a low of -9. Heading into tomorrow, though, that sun is going to be shining bright with a high of 0 degrees. And then going into the weekend, just that snow comes back, as you can see on Sunday, as well as those temperatures drop below 0, starting off on Saturday when it's going to be -6 and then to -12. And then start your week again on Monday. It's going to be -12 with some partly cloudy skies. After the break, Brett Quinn's going to be taking a deep dive into the upcoming Trojans playoff run.
I used to hear voices. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I don't matter. Walked around in circles, didn't know where to go. Until I found my purpose. Through people that helped me live a better life and build a better future. Now I could finally see that I'm able, capable, and worthy.
Come and learn the fast-paced world of television production. Find your passion to write, shoot, edit, and direct news, sports, and dramatic productions. With industry-standard technology and the best instructors in the business, SAIT's television production program teaches you everything you need to know for a career in broadcasting. This is television production. Come and dare to be on air.
Welcome back to SAIT Newsfile. Brett Quinn joins us now for a look at sports highlights. What can we expect?
Well, the Flames are back on the ice tonight against the Leafs, but first we'll take a look at the Trojans playoffs. The regular season has ended for the SAIT Trojans, and it's time for the playoffs. In men's hockey, the Trojans take on the Concordia Thunder in a best-of-3 series. Game 1 goes Friday night at Winsport, then to Edmonton for Game 2, and if necessary, back to Winsport on Sunday for Game 3. In men's basketball, Trojans will take on the Nate Ooks tonight at the Lions Den at Ambrose University in a double elimination tournament. The Trojans are looking to win their 6th ACAC title in a row. The Brier isn't the only curling this month. The Trojans men's and women's teams will head to Vermilion for the ACAC Curling Championships. On the men's side, the Trojans, Augustana Vikings, Concordia Thunder, and Nate Ooks will battle for the title. And on the women's side, the Trojans, Augustana Vikings, Concordia Thunder, and Red Deer Queens will go for gold. The 3-day tournament wraps up on Sunday. The Calgary Flames are back at the Saddle Dome tonight when they take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Leafs are coming off a devastating loss to the Oilers that we'll take a look at later in the show. The Flames are looking to end a 3-game losing streak and get back on the track to make the playoffs. The Flames are coming off a 4-3 overtime loss to the league-leading Boston Bruins. Puck drop is 7 p.m. The Edmonton Oilers hosted Austin Matthews and the Toronto Maple Leafs, who were on Game 2 of a 5-game Western swing earlier in the week. Connor McDavid scored his 50th goal in 60 games. Can he continue putting the puck in the back of the net? Picking things up early in the first period, Leon Draisaitl coming into the zone and shoots, but it's no good. But McDavid is right there to get the rebound and put it back into the net. Almost 10 minutes later, a feed from Mitch Marner to David Kemp, and the puck gets past Stuart Skinner, and the Leafs are on the board. Under 2 minutes later, Connor McDavid gets the go-ahead goal and adds to his impressive goal total on the season. And then moving on early into the third period, Marner puts his 21st goal past Stuart Skinner, but it won't be enough. The Oilers will take this one 5-2. Connor McDavid ends the night with 2 goals and 1 assist, and Stuart Skinner set aside 26 shots to get the win. The Leafs are back in action tonight when they travel down the QEW to take on the Flames at the Saddle Dome. The NHL trade deadline is looming, and teams are very active this week. Every team in the NHL has made a trade before the deadline, except for the Calgary Flames. While more are expected before the deadline tomorrow, some trades took place this morning. The Detroit Red Wings are sending problem child Tyler Bertuzzi to the Boston Bruins for 2 draft picks, including a first-rounder in 2024. And the Nashville Predators are sending Michael Granlund to the Pittsburgh Penguins in exchange for a second-round pick in 2023. The trade deadline is tomorrow at noon Eastern. The Calgary Wranglers were on the road last night in California to take on the Coachella Valley Firebirds. The Wranglers, who sit first in the Pacific Division, are looking to rebound after a 2-1 loss to the Henderson Silver Knights. Picking things up in the second period, the captain Brett Sutter puts it in front and it's in the back of the net. Wranglers are up 1-0. On to the third period, the Firebirds goalie loses control of the puck and Matthew Phillips is there to take advantage with the wraparound and puts it past Dreiger. Another goal late in the third, this time from Ben Jones, would put the Wranglers up 3-0. A late goal from the Firebirds would ruin the shutout for Flames goalie prospect Dustin Wolf, who set aside 29 shots in the victory. The win puts the Wranglers 3 points ahead of the Firebirds for first place in the Pacific Division. Here in Canada, when people hear of hockey, they think ice hockey, but a different type of hockey is starting to get noticed. Inline hockey here in Alberta is starting to gain popularity, and Alberta almost has a professional team. The State Wars Winter Wars West inline hockey tournament took place over the weekend that saw a team from Canada go down and win the Senior AA silver medal. Pure Maple is a team that is assembled from all over Canada. With inline hockey starting to grow in popularity, people are wondering what attracts people to participate in it over the summer sports like baseball, football, and soccer. For most, it's not only an opportunity to meet new people, but it's also being able to travel to different parts of the world that normal ice hockey players wouldn't be able to do.
Loved inline hockey way more than ice hockey was once I started to get 14, 15, and even currently, just the tournaments, the opportunities, and the trips that you get to go to compared to what I was getting in ice hockey, and kind of cliche, but like all like the friends I was making too. It's really fun.
As inline hockey continues to grow in popularity here in Alberta, many people are wondering just how far can it go. And that's a look at sports.
Well, this just in, I heard that Calgary finally made a trade, so hopefully, that makes a difference. After the break, we'll look at how plastic-free alternatives could help the environment.
Welcome home. What took you so long?
Every single Wednesday, Rumble House hosts an open house auction for their community to auction off their artwork. Beginner or experienced, Rumble House invites artists of all skill levels to participate in their weekly events.
To get involved in our events, call or text 403-629-7424
403-629-7424
or check us out on Facebook for more information.
Come and learn the breaking world of broadcast news. Find your passion to investigate, write, shoot, edit, and deliver the stories of the day. SAIT's broadcast news program teaches you everything you need to know for a career in radio and television. Become the next great anchor, reporter, or personality using industry-standard technology alongside qualified instructors with years of experience. This is Broadcast News. Come and dare to be on air.
Climate change is an ongoing global issue that seems to be an endless fight to protect the environment. With the latest update on plastic ban in the city, it might present new challenges to Calgarians. However, with plastic-free alternatives, it could become easy for us to curate a low-impact lifestyle.
Calgary's new plastic ban can be difficult for Calgarians to adapt to, but with zero-waste stores, it becomes a new way to start living a plastic-free lifestyle.
So zero waste is kind of an idea that is a little extreme, and more than anything, it's a goal and a concept that kind of gets people thinking about how can I reduce the amount of waste that I'm sending to landfill.
With bulk refill stations, we can buy household liquids by weight and eliminate plastic bottles.
Yeah, so basically the bulk refillery, people bring in their containers, they kind of look at all of our product, figure out what they want, and then we do all the work for them. So we weigh their container and tear it, so that means they only pay for the product that they're buying, so they can get as much or as little of the product as they want.
In bulk refills, it's always cheaper to buy if you're not buying the container, so bringing back your own containers and just filling with liquid is a great option.
Refills are mostly sourced locally, leaving a smaller carbon footprint in the community.
I live in the area, so it's a convenient one, but I think it's also great, to have it reduces a lot of waste, and it's, just a lot better for the environment.
What we need is more people doing just a little bit or being more conscious rather than everyone doing a perfect job.
The plastic ban is yet for Calgarians to get used to, but we can definitely start today for a better world. For SAIT Newsfile, I'm Jacqueline Lam.
Sounds like only good can come out of that for the environment. Speaking about the environment, how's the weather looking like, Will?
Yeah, we got our 5-day forecast. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, we are expecting some snow tonight and then again in Sunday. It's March. I thought, I thought it was supposed to start to turn to spring now, but no, the snow has to come back and it gets cold again over the weekend, -6, -12, and then heading into the start of another week. Again, much more cold weather, and it's not fun, is it?
No. Hopefully Calgary could stay cold, but I do apologize. I heard rumors about Edmonton possibly coming to Calgary, but I was totally wrong, so I apologize for that. What do you guys think? Do you think they'll make the trade?
Yeah, I think they probably will. I think Trevelyan thinks that they're gonna buy and be good, but who knows?
All right, we'll see after the show. That's all for SAIT Newsfile. Have a good night, guys.